I am Ayaza Manlangit. Together with my co-partners, Ms. Hamero and Ms. Ramos, we are here to discuss the Grand Strategy Matrix, one of the 5 techniques of strategy formulation framework. The Grand Strategy Matrix is a very useful instrument for creating different and alternative strategies for an organization. As illustrated on the model in Figure 1, it is based on 2 dimensions, plotted along a vertical and a horizontal axis. The vertical axis represents market growth, varying from slow to fast growth, while the horizontal axis represents the organization's competitive position, which may range from weak to very strong. Any industry whose annual growth in sales exceeds 5% could be considered to have rapid growth. Appropriate strategies for an organization to consider are listed in sequential order of attractiveness in each quadrant of the matrix. Quadrant 1 refers to division or firms operating in the fast-growth market environment and possessing a strong competitive advantage. In other words, firms located in Quadrant 1 of the Grand Strategy Matrix are in an excellent strategic position. These companies must concentrate on the current market in a form of market penetration and market development, as well as on the products, particularly product development. It is unwise for a Quadrant 1 firm to shift notably from its established competitive advantages. When a Quadrant 1 organization has excessive resources, then backward, forward, or horizontal integration may be effective strategies. Organizations that fall under Quadrant 1 have to focus on a single product and can go for a related diversification strategy to minimize the risk related to a limited product line. Quadrant 1 firms can afford to take advantage of external opportunities in several areas. They can take risks aggressively when necessary.
Good day, I'm Abilin L. Hamero. Quadrant 2 in Grand Strategy Matrix is weak competitive position and fast market growth. So, if one business is in this quadrant, the management of the firm have a moderately weak competitive situation as a business. However, there is still a lot of opportunity to go for and a lot of success to be had inside the market. So, the firms need to evaluate or assess their present approach to the marketplace. They should question themselves why and how. Why is that even though their industry is growing, but why they're unable to compete effectively, and why their current approach is ineffective. So by that, how their company can best change for their competitive improvement. In this quadrant, the firm may use 6 strategies such as market development, market penetration, product development, horizontal integration, and if those first 4 strategies still didn't work, then the firm's last resort are divestiture and liquidation. Is the quadrant 3, so weak competitive position or slow market growth. So this quadrant is the most tricky position because you are not doing well and there's no huge opportunity that presents itself, unlike the second quadrant. So if the firm is in this position, the management should consider a major changes to improve the firm's competitive position and to avoid further decline and possible liquidation of the company. So here the firm may use 5 strategies such as retrenchment, related diversification, unrelated diversification, divestiture, and liquidation. So for right step to this position, the firm should first pursue the retrenchment as for the extensive cost and asset reduction, then to shift resources away from the current business into different areas, then the diversification may use also. And if there's still no effect, if it still failed, the firm's final resort are divestiture and liquidation just to save the left resources they have.
I am Larenjo P. Ramos, and let's move on to the Quadrant 4. which is the related and unrelated diversification and joint ventures. So, related diversification occurs when a firm moves into a new industry that has important similarities with the firm's existing industry or industries. So, as for the unrelated diversification, it occurs when the business adds new or unrelated product lines and penetrates new markets. And as for the joint venture, it is the business entity created by two or more parties, generally characterized by shared ownership, shared returns and risks, and shared governance. So, these three types under the Quadrant 4 has strong competitive position and slow market growth. If you are placed within the fourth quadrant, you have a strong competitive situation, which is great. But your market is slow to grow or in decline. This lends itself to strategies such as diversification, as you have the funds to innovate in numerous areas before the market decline becomes unsustainable. Watch out for cheaper competitors entering the market to attack you as the leader. After going through stage 2, which is the matching stage, we are able to identify feasible strategies that will be of great help in the third stage, which is the decision stage that involves a single technique, which is the QSPM or Quantitative Strategic Planning Matrix, for it reveals relative attractiveness of proposed strategies and thus provides an objective basis for selecting the ultimate strategy. So that's all for our discussion about the strategic financial management. Hope you have your new knowledge and information from us, and thank you very much for listening and discussing this topic with our group.